Hague needs a 2-putt bogey to win here on number 72 at the Rusty Putter in St. John. Ooh. He zips that one past the hole, and with that tap in, another 3-putt puts Hague and Perry score through 72.
Back live.
We are back live. Look at this sunburn on this guy here.
Oh man,
Where was it?
I don't know.
Out in a cruise in the Bahamas, got a little sunburn, wasn't ready for it, so.
We heard that you were nearly abducted by pirates, but we weren't sure if they were like the.
They didn't want me.
Which pirates they were? We got Adam. We're a little out of focus there.
How's that?
Oh, perfect.
All right.
All those Miami Vices Nick drank on that cruise. This guy was all.
You want Miami Vice?
Miami Vice.
Rum and coconuts over here.
Yep.
Yeah, we weren't sure though if you gotten abducted by like regular pirates, Caribbean pirates, the Houthi pirates over there. We're gonna mess up the Red Sea and all the shipping lanes.
They didn't want me. I'm back here, so.
All right. Well, welcome back.
Yep.
Welcome back to the Rusty Putter here. We'll now have 3-putt action.
Mm-hmm.
I think we heard on the way in, you and your partner Abby here have quite the bet going now. A 10-year run on a hole-in-one.
10-year bet. Abby's got to hit an hole in one. Otherwise, $10,000. We got 10K on the line.
Wow.
Abby has never golfed a day in her life, but she thinks she can do anything, so I gave her 10 years.
That's good. That's solid odds.
It's
Right?
possible.
We're talking about like this regular appreciation in 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Like it's probably a good bet, right?
Yep.
We're talking a lot of other bets, right? We got a little someone had a $1 parlay on the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, and
Saw that. I don't know how that ended up, but
well, I could probably tell you how it ended up.
yeah,
He's
all
at-
bets are canceled.
Yeah, or he's in the guy who won is in a
In the ditch.
yeah, he's hanging out with the Spilotro brothers somewhere in central Indiana.
What was that? A $1 bet to win $1 million?
Yeah, it was a parlay. It was something, and I just saw it on Instagram as I was, scrolling through. But someone did. They knew that the Sunday round was going to be canceled, so they put a $1 parlay. But the top 10 current standings would all finish in the top 10. $1 to pay $1 million, and then they canceled the round, and that was the final.
Wow.
So I'm sure there's some small print or a 9mm.
Right.
Yeah, wait. I don't know if you guys watched any of it though, but you're watching number 7 into the 45-mile-an-hour wind, the 99-yard downhill par 3.
Yeah, I saw someone commented, maybe Jordan or somebody. It could have been. Anyways, they were taking like a punch 5-iron into the wind on a 99-yard hole, just a chip.
That usually happens to me about 6 transfusions in.
Yeah,
Hey, watch this bunt with this shot. And then it just goes straight left. What else we got? So we got Super Bowl. I don't know if you guys know about that.
it's
rather,
coming.
Rather large event.
Taylor Swift will be there, I heard.
Rumor has it Taylor Swift will be there. I'm sure there's all kinds of props on how many times they're going to show her.
Yep.
All
the
the
props. It
Grammys.
was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, prop betting is terrific, except if you're trying to buy a house in the next 90
Yeah,
days.
don't do
right?
prop bets.
Yeah, like
We'll do that.
be responsible with your budget. I promise you that you'll thank yourself later, but have a little fun. Don't be afraid to let your hair down if you have any left.
The Gatorade will be red though. Someone told me. Just
Well, I would trust that with your connections with corporate sponsorship,
Gatorade will be red.
you may or may not know that why it would be red. All right, so we'll go heavy red.
Heavy red.
I think Adam, you got your
got my
all your
combos.
squares here.
Yeah. These are all my
I probably read
combos
that, but-
to win the money back. Lincolnshire squares. +2, -2, +4, -4, reverse numbers. So we're watching the game.
Reverse.
Yeah.
You
It'll
know,
be like, please get a safety, or whatever needs to happen. Miss the field goal. It makes it fun.
Yeah, so we're talking. So Chiefs getting 2.
Chiefs are getting 2 right now. Yep.
Wow.
Adam,
Amazing.
any opinion on that?
No, I saw some stat that said that if out of 2 teams traveling to the Super Bowl, the team that has to travel west, if there's 2 teams traveling and one's traveling east, one's traveling west, the team traveling west is 7-0. So I'm gonna go.
Go West, young man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go KC.
All right.
Yeah.
That all maybe a little selfish motivation there too.
Yeah, I mean, it would
Mahomes,
help.
Mahado,
It would
help.
my bank account with the money.
Now we got Schwarzenegger. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Oh,
He's there's some kind of cameo with our Super Bowl ad, so
all right.
keep an eye out.
What do you know what the State Farm spend is on Super Bowl ads?
Well, they have like the premium one. I don't know if you knew this, but like as time goes on, the people start to like be less and less excited about the new commercials, and or they start to get smashed or whatever the reason is. But apparently, like the first commercial after the first quarter is like the prime spot for some reason. I think we have that, which is cool.
Wow. Keep an eye out.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Should be a good one.
should be good.
All right, so Adam got Chiefs. Nick, what
I can't bet against Mahomes. That's my rule right there. Like,
Mahomes.
couldn't bet against Brady. Can't bet against Mahomes.
That's Mahomes.
Yeah.
well,
I think the Niners probably got the better team, but can't go against Mahomes.
all right.
What do you got?
I'm gonna take the Niners.
Niners,
But,
right.
like, if you guys will kindly give me the, if we just go Niners money line or Niners straight up, I don't
Yeah.
know the two. Probably gonna be. I think it'll be a tight game.
I mean,
It's gonna be good.
2 points. That's
Points,
tight.
yeah.
Yeah, that's like we don't know where it's going. We want as much money as possible so we get the 10% rake.
Mm-hmm.
A Super Bowl in Vegas too, like, right? The NFL for the longest time. We're not going to put a team in Vegas, all organized crime, all that stuff, and here we are.
Yeah.
Having a Super Bowl there, and I think I saw a suite was moving around like
I
$2
saw
million.
that.
Oh, man.
Right.
25.
Yeah, like it was going to be the combination of, what was it? Debo's, no, not Debo Samuel, someone on the 49ers, like Christian McCaffrey and his fiance or girlfriend. It was going to be like 7.5% of their net worth.
Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah. Big money. Big
For
money.
one
big
day,
money.
for 3 hours.
One day, yeah.
Someone's paying it. Someone's probably going to hit, playing Pai Gow, and then they're just going to go there and do.
Dealer or banker? Which one? Call the banker.
Call the banker.
Yeah, don't call your dealer, call your banker. All right, so we got Chiefs, Niners. All right, we'll take that.
Yep.
Talked about Pebble Beach. Talked a little bit about Nick's Cruz and the Pirates. Let's talk about how to avoid piracy in your real estate transaction.
Yes.
One of the easiest portions of this, but one of the most relevant, right? We've seen now 2 major title companies actually have their wiring instructions hacked, right? So when you get to that closing table and your agent or your attorney or your lender tell you, hey, you need to wire X amount of dollars to the title company, quadruple check those numbers before you go to your bank and have them send that wire. Right?
Very important.
But we cannot stress enough, if your lender or your agent or your attorney send those to you in a PDF format, it's probably not working with the smartest group of people. Make sure they're embedded, encrypted, however they are, but I cannot stress enough. We've seen this happen. Seen a family in Wilmington thought they were buying a house cash, wire $300,000 to nowhere, and it's gone. But now like these hackers got Fidelity and Chicago Title, they got First American.
So what is the protocol? You see the email, you call them on the phone, you confirm it over the phone. Like that's kind of the.
That is the best. So usually when you go to most banks, you can't order a wire like online. Like Chase Business, you can do some stuff like that. But for the average transaction, right, you're going to walk into your bank, you're going to say, hey, here's these wire instructions. I'm buying a house. They'll type everything in. Now, what will happen is, right, you type in the ABA number, and it should pull up the right bank.
Right.
But that's easy because the ABA numbers are published. They're on your like if you write paper checks, they're still there. And then you have your bank account number. So as long as they tag the right bank and then change a number or 2 on the account number, it's lickety split.
See,
a couple $100,000, right?
Reverse a 0 and a 1.
And it's not just happening on the consumer side. It's actually happening with the lenders too. We actually pay a service to verify wire instructions right as our wire to the title company is going out too.
Yeah, all that money coming.
Yeah, it's hundreds, thousands, think about it's not like you're picking 20 grand up. It's a couple hundred here and there. So can't stress that enough, making sure that you keep all of that stuff secure. So go to the bank. Hey, let's call this title company. Let's verify that these things are the correct numbers, right? And then you should be good. And that's about it on that piece.
Well, that's important.
It's unbelievably important and unbelievably
Not run a day like that.
Exactly. But other things, right? So we've talked here a little bit. in the last couple of weeks about being prepared to buy a house or sell a house. So Nick, I mean, you're fresh off the cruise. I can feel you radiating. You have a seller or someone's interested in selling their house right now, right? They call you up, say, Nick, I want to sell my house. And they hit you with the approach of, I want as much money as possible for this. I don't really care. Like, I don't want to price it to the market. We talked a little bit about what happens when properties sit. So walk me through your process there. And you know, Adam can be the haggler. Adam's the seller. He's unreasonable.
Wants $1 million for his $500,000 home.
Yes. So walk us through what you're doing there in this piece of the conversation.
We're explaining to him first thing that the home has to appraise out. Most likely you're going to get a buyer that has to get a loan. They're not going to pay cash. And they are going to pay cash. They're not going to way overspend their cash. They're going to try to find probably a little bit of a deal.
15% of home buyers in 2023 paid cash. 85% got mortgage.
So there you go. There's your odds right there. So
we love odds.
Yes, you can't tell. So I mean, if your home is overpriced by say $50,000, $70,000, no way it's going to appraise out. There's no way you're going to sell. You're just wasting. Don't worry about everybody else's time. You're only wasting your own time,
right?
You know, so let alone everybody else's as well. So you got to go off the comps. You got to go off what's selling in the area, the square footage, numbers of beds, baths, land. You know, anything else you got there. You know, new appliances, stuff like that. Any updates, and then go from there. So you got to be in range.
All right. I think that you could probably agree that if houses are not priced right initially, there's a reasonable chance that they're going to sell for 10 to 15% under their actual value.
It could happen depending on how long that they sit. And I always tell people that we got your house on the market for a couple of weeks and you're not getting any action whatsoever. I mean, none whatsoever. I mean, we're too high in price. We got to come down. Now, if you're getting some action, you're getting some showings, you're probably okay. Maybe come down a little bit, maybe 5,000 or whatever, just, you know, something close like that. But you might get something in that 2 weeks. Now, if you go close to a month, you want to come down. You definitely don't want to be in the market past a month and a half to 2 months. I mean, that's
without action.
Yeah, because then you're going to start really getting those questions of
what's wrong? Why
is this house sitting? Now we're willing to come down.
So you're thinking about Mr. Unhinged, and he started yelling at you a little bit, right? So that's from the seller standpoint there. All right, so reasonable expectation, pricing it right is going to allow it to sell. Time is going to cost you not only opportunity cost, but it's actually going to cost you real dollars, more than likely, right? That thing's sitting, it's going to eventually get decelerate there, right?
Your power as a seller, exactly, goes down, and the power of the buyer goes up.
All right, so now Unhinged Adam over here, the devil's advocate.
Yeah.
So now he goes, Nick, I don't need a real estate agent. I'm going to do this for sale.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, the market's so hot.
Yep.
Everyone's going to do that. So he's going to tell you that, and I think we saw something maybe published by National Association of Realtors or someone in the Economist, the real estate thing, about the valuation or the actual sales price of properties listed by real estate agents versus sellers, right?
They're always going to go down because what happens is those buyers are going to come in there and they're going to say, well, you're not paying real estate fee on this. So they're going to minus that realtor fee, and that's what they're going to hit you with, and that's exactly what happens. That, and then they don't understand all the paperwork that goes into disclosures.
Yeah, all the time.
And effort that goes into the showings, making sure they can get in there in a proper time. You know what I mean?
Staging the house right.
Staging the house.
Marketing.
Making sure the house stays clean as people are walking in there. You know, you have to meet all the buyers there now that you don't have an agent representing them walking through your house. That's insured in case something happens. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of time, effort, and a lot of paperwork that goes into
you don't just like letting strangers walk through your house?
No, people don't like that.
I love it. Come on through.
Yep.
All right, so that's two of the biggest things, right? From a seller standpoint, appropriate price out of the gate.
Yep.
And using an agent because it's going to provide you, one, the ease of the transaction, a professional, right? Like, are you doing your own heart surgery? Are you doing your own, are you setting your, I guess I'd probably set
I'm going to change my own oil. Like, why would you do that?
You see these things?
Mess it up.
And so using a professional is key there. But I think that there's one of the things we've kind of talked about a little bit is this difference between a licensed person and a professional licensed person.
Let alone the exposure that you get, I mean, and we put money into our listings. I mean, there's professional pictures that need to be taken that we cover up front, and they have no reimbursement. There's marketing, paying for marketing, postcards, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, social media marketing and everything that they don't do. A lot of people just post on Zillow and think that's it, but we post it all over the place. I mean, it's on every consumer website, and everybody goes on Zillow to look for a house. house. So you're missing people there just doing that and thinking you're going to walk away and save some money.
All right. So that's from the seller standpoint.
Yep.
So from a buyer standpoint, right? We also want to look at, I think right now we've talked about this. Buyers are concerned or convinced that the market's going to crash. It's not sustainable. Prices are falling. Rates are going to fall down. Adam, you and I talked about this last week or 2 weeks ago. Like, it's impossible to actually trying to time the market is not a realistic thing, right?
Yeah, correct. That's what people think. People are uninformed or have misconceptions about inflation and how it actually works. Because there's
Just like them put the microphone backwards too.
prices.
Don't worry about us. It's not a professional operation.
Inflation happens, right? So prices go up. So if inflation stops, that doesn't mean that prices come down. That's called deflation. You don't want deflation. That's bad. So prices go up. They typically just stay where they're at. They don't come down. That would be deflation. So yeah, people don't understand things and then they get all worked up and just need to call somebody.
Well, how long have people been waiting for that market to crash? And, I've been hearing about it for
forever.
4 years now.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we talked, and I think in a week or two, we're going to go through some real numbers on this stuff, but the actual amount of mortgages in the United States that are 60 days or more delinquent is 1.57%.
Mm-hmm.
So that anticipation of that is not going to happen.
Yep.
There's just not the shadow inventory coming to market. Lower rates are going to drive more buyers, right?
Yeah.
Would you agree with that, Nick?
Absolutely.
I think it's
That's what happened before. Absolutely.
But not necessarily more inventory. Maybe.
That's our biggest problem is inventory, right?
Yeah. The biggest problem is inventory, which is keeping the market strong, even though the rates have gone up. Although they've come down here this year. I think this year is going to be a pretty good year for that. But,
Yeah, we're going to start seeing that trend now. I mean, I may or may not have skipped all my economics classes to drink margaritas at Mr. Moe's or some stuff like that. But I believe there's something about supply and demand, and that kind of sets price. So we still are going. Demand is going to increase as rates come down, but supply, we have a supply chain issue, right? Like, people still just aren't ready or able or willing to part with that house at a low interest rate or something along those lines.
Yep.
And builders can't build houses fast enough.
Nope.
So as rates come down, all of a sudden you have more and more demand, limited supply, prices continue to go up.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. It sounds like you did go to class.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did.
You looked that up this morning? Or?
The bottom of a tequila bottle taught me. I ate the worm or something. I don't know. But in your opinion, then, Nick, if we're talking about, I want to buy a house, right? Talk to a real estate agent, talk to you and say, hey, Nick, I'm ready to buy this house. I want to be in this area at this price point.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm afraid, Nick, I don't want to, I'm afraid of overpaying for this.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to kind of look at that marketplace, whether it be super, super narrow, right? A subdivision or a town, depending on how big of an area we're looking in, and figure out what the average list or the list price to sale price ratio, stuff like that.
Yeah,
and to make sure.
Yeah, are the buyers paying the actual full list price there, and what percentage of buyers are doing that? Yeah.
And so one of the things we talked about, and it was actually an interesting one, is points, right? We talked about point spread, points this, points that.
All points.
So points.
Yep.
A point, right? When the lender talks about, hey, you're paying a point, or we're getting a seller paid point.
Yep.
That's 1% of the loan amount,
1%.
or in the case of a seller paid point, 1% of the purchase price. So your loan amount and purchase price can be two different things, right?
Gotcha.
So seller paid points. Oh yeah, it's 2% seller paid closing cost credit or seller points, right?
Mm-hmm.
So $200,000 purchase price, it's a $4,000 credit.
Okay. Yep.
Right? What can we do with those points? We can look to do a temporary buy down. So one of these 2-1. So if your rate's at 6.75 today, we can get your rate down to 4.75 for year 1, 5.75 year 2, and then year 3 forwards, it's back to 6.75. It's not an adjustable rate. The seller just prepays your interest for the first 2 years. Probably a pretty decent deal, right? If affordability is a concern.
Yep. Not bad.
Other opportunity in today in a market right now, we saw the whole, marry the house, date the rate. That oversimplifies the ability to refinance, in my opinion. So now that we've had rates go from average 30-year fixed 7.75% in October to middle upper sixes right now, and really 20-25% down, really really strong credit. we can buy those rates permanently down. So you don't have to worry about that refinance. We use those 2 points. You could probably get something in the high 5s, low 6s. And then you don't have to worry about refinancing.
Yeah.
I know that sounds crazy. Listen, I would love to sell a refi. Like it normally is a paycheck for me, but a paycheck for me doesn't mean jack shit if I can help someone get into a house and not have to worry about refinancing.
Right.
Yep.
And I think that's the difference between professionals, right? The people that care about making sure you insure your house right, you buy your house right, you sell your house right, and someone just trying to push you into something that doesn't care about explaining.
Right.
So if you are looking through the list price, sale price ratio, right, and you're talking to the buyer and saying, hey, like we see that houses are selling in this subdivision for 98% of list price. Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, what are you walking us through now?
Yeah, I mean, if they're selling for that, I mean, you're most likely going to have to pay the ask price or very close to it, obviously, like that. Now, if you're looking for some seller credit to buy those points down, like you stated, then you probably need to go maybe a little bit above that because you're taking maybe $4,000 back on the $200,000 deal you talked about. You're asking that back from the seller in order to help your points in order to make your payment lower. So,
yeah. And I think like we've talked a little bit about time value of money and some of these other things, right? That $4,000 that I'm not out of pocket today,
right.
I can use that to buy my interest rate down, that type of stuff. It's going to put you in a better spot than maybe worrying about paying $4,000 more for a house over 30 years.
Over 30 years, right? What would you rather do? I'd take the seller credit, buy my points down, get my payment lower if I really like the house, and don't worry about the extra $4,000 that you going to spread over 30 years.
Like, honest to God, if I looked at my coffee budget annually, it's probably $4,000 or $5,000.
Yeah, don't buy coffee for a year, you'll pay it off, right?
Coffee,
Yep.
FanDuel,
FanDuel, there you go.
You obviously you put money on the Gatorade being blue, not red.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a great bet because there's
Great
about
bet. There you
17 different colors it could be now.
Yeah.
exactly. Is it Gatorade or Powerade?
Yeah.
All sport for the people that grew up poor like me.
All sport.
Like
remember
kind of
that
carbonated. I don't know, Nick, you're probably too young for that.
Sugar
Remember
water,
that at all.
man. That's all it was.
It was like
Sugar.
it was like carbonated Gatorade, but like all sugar.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember
Great way to throw up all summer.
That and Sunny D.
that. Sunny D.
Oh man, my kid loves Sunny D.
Oh, it's just
Disgusting.
orange nastiness.
Uh,
I was little, I loved it. Yeah, now I'm with you.
Sunny D?
Yeah.
It's like
now I'm with
orange juice. That's not orange juice, bro.
you.
yeah, it's got that fake sweetener in it too, that makes your stomach go. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
All right, Nick. What else? I guess if we're boiling it down, right? We've called this the not another 3-putt operation, right? So
Yep.
you got a birdie putt here to the seller. You're telling them, hey, you got to line this thing up. We got to sell at this price. We got to go out at the market at this price, right?
Yep.
So there's your birdie putt. We don't got to worry about the other 2 putts. If you're a buyer, we need to make an offer in this band for our offer to be considered competitive, right?
Right.
But you're a strong agent. You're well researched. You're thorough. You're not going to have a buyer just offering willy-nilly on a property, right? Like we're going at this thing extremely researched. This is what homes are selling for. I don't care that your house is listed at 400. If everything in the marketplace is sold for 350,
It's going to sell for 350.
yeah,
Right.
like,
And people are going to see that. They're going to notice that. So,
and that's a key, right? People are always afraid, hey, I don't want to overpay for this. So how do we not overpay? Well, we do research, right?
research, run comps. And then, like you said, we're seeing how the area is going. Is how fast are things selling? It's another thing we researched. What's the average sale time? If any home was sitting past that sale time, then that tells you everything you need to know. You're listed too high. But yeah.
All right. And I think that, as affordability, I guess it was a real crisis in October. I'm not like rates were high, prices were high, inventory was short. It was when we've looked at charts, like it was the one chart I look at, I was like, one of these things don't look like the other. And it's historically the 30-year mortgage rate versus what people actually want to have for their budget for a mortgage payment.
Yep.
It was the first time that they crossed over each other. And that's why we're in this situation. But everything is coming back to normal balance. But that doesn't mean the market's crashing. Home prices aren't falling through the bottom. They're just becoming more normalized. The market's a little more in balance.
Yep.
But as rates continue to trickle down, I think we've seen a couple different estimates from Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, National Association of Mortgage Bankers, that 30-year fixed rate ends up in the low 6s, high 5s by the first quarter of next year. Let me tell you guys something, though. It's an election year. anyone actually telling you that with any real conviction is giving you a line of bullcrap.
Mhm.
We do not know in a hotly contested election, I guess three, we don't know who's actually going to get the Republican nomination, but
I think we know.
yeah,
I'll
we
put a bet-
probably
I'll put-
should know. We
I'll
should
put a
put some
bet on
money
that
on.
one, yeah.
We should put some points on that, right? But
What are those odds?
it's just going to be this constant battle of this negative media.
Yeah, on
Because-
both sides.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it appeals to your amygdala in your brain, big word amygdala. And that's what it means that you're 2 times as sensitive to bad news as you are good news. So if I made $1, it feels like I won 50, I made 50 cents. If I lost $1, it makes it feel like I lost 2 or 3, actually, technically, right? So media keeps doing that because they want you to click on things. It's not happening. We're not seeing this catastrophic cratering of prices. Rates aren't going from 6.75 to 5.25 by the end of the year. If it happens, great. It was some type of fluke. Markets don't move like that.
No.
Anything else? I just went on a little rant there.
No, no, I think
No, that's good for people to know, though. I mean, a lot of people are just banking on stuff that's just not realistically happening, and you can't base your decisions on purchasing a home or selling your home on that because nobody truly knows what's going to happen at the end of the day.
Yeah, investors are trying to time out the market a little bit, but you're playing in. You're looking at a $300,000 or $400,000 house in a market that is billions of dollars of sales.
Yeah.
Like trying to time it up perfectly, it doesn't make sense. Making it make sense for your individual situation is the key.
Yep.
Customized approach. Mortgage is one of your most important tools in your financial tool belt. Real estate, one of the most important tools from a standpoint of tax advantages
Mhm.
and net worth.
Yep.
Peer study, people that are 80% that make 80% of area median income that have owned a home for the last 10 years, their net worth is 40 times that of someone in their same peer group that didn't own a home. 40
Wow.
times. That puts Grant Cardone to shit.
Yeah.
10x? No, how about 40x?
Yeah.
It's the right time to do it, right? You got to have shelter over your head. Rent is going up. We'll talk about that all day.
Rent's ridiculous.
Anything else?
Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
Go
Go-
Chiefs, and
go-
maybe like a
Go Niners. What do we need for a
maybe
score?
a
I think
final-
you got it all covered there.
maybe a 7-2 final, and we'll have a party on next Wednesday.
There you go.
Party it up. As my son would say, burn one down.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, perfect. Hey, you know what we got next Wednesday? The new Bob Marley movie's coming out.
I saw some
and
things
Valentine's
for
Day.
that. And it's Valentine's Day. Don't forget that.
I promise
everybody.
you, I will be at the movie theater with my wife and kid watching the Bob
Bob
Marley
Marley movie?
Oh, he loves Bob Marley.
Steer it up.
Little darling. Nick, anything else?
That's it for me.
All right, people want to buy a house or sell a house. How do they get a hold of you?
Contact us at 630-284-9624.
I would almost say my phone number, but it sounds just like his.
Yep.
You can get Adam.
Adam.
Adam is my agent.
Yep, that's it.
Click on that little button on the bottom. You can visit my website. Click on that button. We're here to help you guys, educate you guys. That's all we got. Go Chiefs, go Chiefs. Mahomes, my auto.
Mhm.
Brock Purdy, baby.
Game on.